Hello, namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Hope you had a splendid time past few days learning about variety of technologies, topics in OG Yatra 2020 and online series. This is the 10th day of OG Yatra. Oof, time flies. Still, we have a lot of learning left. To register, it takes just few minutes. Okay, I just missed one slide. Okay, so something about OG Yatra. It is OG Yatra is a 14 days online conference with 125 plus hours of learning. We have got 7 tracks, plenty of global speakers. As we talk about speakers, around 60%, 60 plus speakers are part of Oracle ACE program. They are Oracle ACEs and Oracle Groundbreaker ambassadors from different countries and expert in their technology. OG Yatra is not just about technical content. We always strive to enhance our community by encouraging them to be part of Oracle ACE program. This program will definitely help you in your career and brings to you a global networking opportunity. To help understand more on this ACE program, we bring to you 15 Oracle ACEs as part of next 3 sessions. Something about All India Oracle Users Group before we go to the journey of the Oracle ACEs. We are 13-year-old users group serving the Oracle community. We have got 10 chapters across 10 cities. We have got Sangam, which is happening either in Bangalore or in Hyderabad every year. And this brought us to mind, there is only 2 cities which are being benefited with this program. And that's where the OG Yatra or the Yatra came into picture. So Yatra is 10 city, it's a tour where, a group of speakers travel across different cities. And that's how the OG Yatra came into existence, that we wanted to bring a similar kind of experiences over different cities. We In all these 10 chapters, we have got dedicated monthly meetups happening. Since it's during the pandemic situation, we are not able to meet in person. We are having Wednesday webinar series, which is happening every Wednesday. So join us there. Join our AIOG membership program to build your network and share your opportunities. We will be having recorded session and networking happening at our AIOG portal very soon. Okay, so before we it's very important to show some support and gratitude to all those who have brought this entire conference to you, especially speakers as they take out time, their precious time for our AIOG community, at times at an odd hour as well. Please take a screenshot and post it to the social media by tagging the speakers and with definitely with hashtag OGYatra and hashtag AIOG. This will definitely, we should definitely show some gratitude towards them. With this, I would like to hand over to Sai, who will be moderating this session of Meet and Greet with ACES. Sai, over to you.
About super. Thank you, Vinay. So I was trying to put everything into one slide to explain about this program. Oracle ACE program is designed to recognize and reward members of Oracle technology and application communities, right? So these individuals are technically proficient. That is not enough. Basically, they are willing to share their knowledge and experience. That's more important, sharing the knowledge. And there are 3 levels. You can see that ACE Associate, Oracle ACE Director. ACE Associate is the base level entry into the program. Those who are just getting started with their communities, activities, and aspire to contribute higher levels, right? So, for example, you may be writing a blog or supporting community.oracle.com or maybe a book. And the Oracle ACE is we can call them as established community contributors. So they have done a lot of work, like for example, a couple of years, and they are like more of contributing in multiple channels. And Oracle's directors are more of who not only share their knowledge but also want to increase their community advocacy and work proactively with Oracle product management. A lot of things they do. So we have around 425 ACEs across the globe and from 48 countries. In India, we have only 25 ACEs, so which is not good percentage of our population. I don't know, like how much it's like 0.00. So one of the aim is to double this number before Jan 2021. So we are running these sessions to basically educate the community. Here from, you can see Oracle's directors and Groundbreaker ambassadors in this call. So let's learn from them. They'll share their journey. So let's learn from them. And if you have questions, please post it in our Q&A panel. And also, I'll just give a little more. What is this? How do you get A's, right? So, for example, writing blog posts, articles, books, or maybe answering a lot of questions in community.oracle.com, or maybe presenting in conferences. I think now we can present everything virtually. It's easy. Presenting in Oracle Users Group conferences, webcasts, or webinars. So these are the things you need to start doing it, right? And this program, I think it started in 2003. It's a very old program. And also you can see there is Oracle Groundbreaker Ambassador program. This program is started in 2017. The major difference between Oracle ACE program and the Groundbreaker Ambassador program is Groundbreaker ambassadors or talk more about cloud, and most present conferences in like developer conferences. In India, we have something called Developer Summit, right? It's more of developer focused, and latest technologies like maybe they're talking about microservices, not really talking about Oracle. It's more of cloud and everything, right? And again, these two programs are annual recognition programs. So every year, it's not like that once you are in Oracle ACE program, then, relax, sit and relax. It's not like that. So you have to contribute and an annual basis, they'll actually, score, see your contributions. Basing on that, they will actually keep your award or they will take it out, right? And the last one is Java Champions. So we have it's a different program. So Java Champions are nominated by existing Java Champions, right? And one of the good thing about is Java Champions is once you receive, it's lifetime. But again, it's very difficult. I'm sure I'm not really, maybe we should have got some Java Champions, or, somebody can actually talk about Java Champions. So again, in terms of, what they do is they also do the same type of writing blogs, presenting in conferences, all those stuff, right? So what benefits we get? It's basically you get a product briefings, especially I think I met all of them in Oracle Open World. We basically invited, Oracle invites all of us before the Oracle Open World. They provide product briefings, access to key development, and you can directly talk to connect with Oracle product management, and also the travel support. I think now due to COVID-19, I think we are not traveling. Otherwise, normally they support Oracle's directors, Groundbreaker ambassadors, and all, right? It's a lot of networking, global networking. So with that, I'll stop talking and I'll go in today's agenda. So we have really, what to say, it's really key people in this call: Deborah, Kevin, Patrick, Edward, and Mohamed Taman. They're going to share their journey, and you can talk about interaction. Means, what do you think that what is Oracle's program and benefits and your journey? So let us start with Deborah. So Deborah, over to you.
Hello, and thank you very much for having me here, Sai. I feel a bit of a fraud, really, because I was found by the ACE program rather than the other way around. So when they started the ACE program, I think you said 2013, makes me feel
2003.
2000, oh, right, even more. So at the time, Oracle were building the Fusion applications, or well, they were in the very early stages of putting it together. And I was working with user groups into development. So the user groups had all come together, and I had the honor of being the lead for that. And then in about 2005, I think 2006, I was invited to be part of the ACE program. And well, I didn't know anybody that was on it, and I knew a few, but not very many. And I was very, very honored to be part of it. But I felt that I was an apps person, and most of those were tech people. But actually, as you said very clearly there, it's about sharing knowledge. And I was explaining how the tech was used rather than using the tech itself. And I've just loved the program. I've loved that. I won't lie, I've loved the opportunity to travel to many places, and I'm really struggling with being in my house on my own all the time, and haven't traveled for like 16 weeks. It's a long time. But actually, what I really love is the feedback that you get when somebody understands what you're telling them for the first time, when they probe you with more questions. And then I learn from that as well. The questions that people ask tell you what you need to do differently about your presentations. And that's what I really, really love, is being able to see somebody else get that knowledge and then frog leap it and get more knowledge. And I'm very honored to be part of it. And so thank you again for the opportunity to be here. And I will take up what Sai said about the small percentage in India. There is so many people with so much knowledge to share. And, you know, find an ace, talk to them, and you see if you've got that, if you've got the skills to be part of that program. Do you want me to talk more, or do you want to pass on to the next person?
Yeah, let's pass to next person. So
Okay.
I'll read the next one is, bear with me because I'm kicked out of this meeting. So Kevin is, hi Kevin, why don't you introduce yourself, Kevin?
Yeah, sure. Hi. So first of all, I want to compliment Deborah on the cool whiteboard thingy she has on her what is it, cupboard or whatever how you call it in English. So that's pretty cool. I think I should get something similar.
Let me share that with you. It's called Magic Whiteboard. You can buy it from online people. It's really cheap. It's about 10 euros, and it's just static. It's brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. So I already see me and my wife plastering the whole house with stuff and putting sciencey and engineering stuff there. Cool. Yes. Okay. So yeah, my name is Kevin Wittek from Germany, and I'm not an ACE. I'm an Oracle Groundbreaker ambassador, and I joined the program when it initially was created, and back then it was still called Developer Champion. So I have a completely programming or software developer background, and I was approached when I was at JavaZone conference in 2007 as a Java developer conference in Norway, in Oslo. And I was approached by Jan Nicholson, who is one of the community leaders for Oracle. And she said like, oh, come by to the Oracle booth and let's discuss. And then I don't know, I wasn't aware what it was about. I was thinking like, oh, maybe some kind of collaboration, whatever. But then she said like, oh, we have this new program. It's called Developer Champion. So back then it was called Developer Champion. And is this something you're interested in? And yeah, I was quite intrigued by it directly. And why did I get it? Because I was already at this time quite active, talking at conferences, talking a lot at Java user groups, mostly about the open source project where I'm one of the maintainers. It's a test containers project, open source project. I'm one of 3 maintainers. The other 2 are Richard North and the other is Sergey Egorov. And I was at Java Zone with Sergey actually, and we gave a workshop on test containers. And he's also nowadays a Groundbreaker ambassador. And yeah, then they said, okay, yeah, you have all the kind of benefits, you get some support also for traveling, which I also love, and not always it's possible for your employee to support you with the traveling and so on. And if you do it all the time on your own pocket, it's also sometimes getting kind of expensive, although it's still fun and you can have some cool activities with this. Yeah, and that's how it started. Back then, Oracle Cloud, it was already kind of the idea to also get you in touch with Oracle Cloud and use it in your talks and so on. I would say back then Oracle Cloud wasn't there yet. It was, I don't know, you could use it, but it was not that much fun. And nowadays the new version is really good. So it was also cool to see the development of Oracle Cloud becoming much more user-friendly in this way. And yeah, nowadays I'm actually switched to academia and I'm doing my PhD now, but I still try to stay in touch with the software development and community and industry, because if you focus too much just on the academia conferences, you kind of get in a very different echo chamber that is a little bit more detached from reality. And I don't want to lose touch with the normal Java and software development community. Yeah, so I don't know. These are some things, and like to everyone who is interested in like becoming more engaged in community work, also speaking at conferences and so on. I think at one point it's important to think everyone has something they can share, and people should not be afraid and have the assumptions that they don't know enough to share it with other people. So everyone has mostly a different view and a different way to tackle and explain problems, and even very basic topics are valuable to explain. And software and community conferences, there's definitely place for this. So people should not be afraid and think, I'm not the top expert in this topic, I can't speak about it. And you learn also a lot about this stuff by explaining it, by writing blog posts, by giving talks. And the other thing I think is getting in touch with the open source community, becoming maybe an active maintainer of a project or contributing. I think this is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself, for your career, for your personal career and personal growth on many different levels. And I think here it's also important. Open source is not about, oh, I have to start this big project by my own and it has to become successful. So most of the time it will stay obscure, but finding maybe existing projects where you can contribute, this is, I think in general, has a much higher chance of success, and is also more fun in the end and more sustainable. Yeah, my 2 cents on this.
Thanks, Kevin. Patrick?
Yeah, I've been in the ACE program not as long as Deborah. Nobody's in the ACE program as long as Deborah. I've been in there since 2011, I think. I was doing some talks on various Build SQL things. I was actually drawn into this by Stephen Feuerstein. And then I got to talk with some other ACE at a K-Scope conference, and he asked me, are you an ACE? No, I'm not. Do you want to become an ACE? Yes, I do. Well, let's get this working. So people ask me, do you want to become an ACE? And I've been an ACE for like about 8 years or so. And then suddenly last year, somebody came up to me, hey, you've been around in this program long enough. You've been talking, doing a lot of talks. Don't you think it's time to become an ACE director? Well, if you think so, try get me in the ACE director program. So that's when I became an ACE director, because yeah, he supported me for that. So big thanks to him. And what do I do? Yeah, I really like to do presentations, go to conferences, interact with the people, try to share my knowledge, even if it's beginner level. I'm trying to have my talks at a beginner level, so you don't have to have the massive amount of knowledge before you attend my talks. So yeah, and that's what I do. And like Deborah, it's been 16 weeks since I've left the house. Well, I'm not really, but for travel, yeah. So that's, hopefully they'll come back soon.
Thank you. Edward?
Sure. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Nope.
I might go. That's awesome. I love when the answer is no. Yeah, I might go a little bit longer than some of the others. I first became an ACE director back in 2007, 2008. I date back to, actually, I was about to say I date back to being a Hyperion consultant. I actually date back to being a Arbor S-based consultant. And I founded a company back then to focus on doing S-Base back in 1997. And a few years later, Arbor Software and Hyperion merged, and we became a Hyperion consulting firm. And I started writing lots of books on S-Base and Hyperion. I don't know if any of you have seen them. They go under the title "Look Smarter Than You Are" with S-Base and Hyperion, SmartView, things like that. Well, in 2007, Oracle bought Hyperion, and they were looking for an initial 3 or 4 people to be ACEs or ACE directors. So they approached me, and at first, I to be frank, I wasn't sure I would be interested because they said, "Oh, it's a title that helps people recognize that you're good at what you do." And I said, "Okay, well, that sounds interesting, but I don't know if I really need it." They said, "Well, it also helps you travel." And I said, "Well, this is really interesting because I really wanted to see the world." And I will say that now, thanks to the ACE Director program, I have visited and spoken in 55 countries. I think I was at 8 when the ACE Director program started. So thank you so much to the OTN program. And they said, "Well, it's about being an evangelist." And I said, "Okay, now this is intriguing. Like, what do you mean by that?" And they said, "Well, it's about taking what your passion is, what really excites you and you enjoy in the world, and sharing it with other people." And I said, "Okay, now I'm very intrigued." I said, "Is there anything else?" And they said, "Yes, it's for people who believe in learning things and then passing them on." And that describes most of us ACE directors to a T. I think all of us, we love to learn. We love to gather information and challenge and make sure we're advancing, but also we love sharing it. And I think, as you've heard from everybody else, we travel around the world, we speak at conferences, we are all going stir crazy because we can't travel at the moment. So we're doing lots and lots of virtual conferences. I think I've spoken at more virtual events in the last 4 months than in the last 4 years before it. And if I could take you on a bit of a personal India journey, I was there at the very first OTN Yatra event back in 2013. I'd never been to India before. They said they were launching an event. Being CEO of my company, it's really easy for me to get my time off approved. So it's very easy to get the time off approved, very hard to actually take the time off because they assume, "Oh, you're in India, you can now work 24 hours a day." So I had the full India day and the full America day. So we got to visit Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore. It was a great event, but it impacted me in 2 long-lasting ways that most people don't know. So I actually have the pictures to show this to you. So first of all, I will take you, this was in Mumbai, and we were presenting at a technical college. And the power wasn't very good, and it was extremely hot that day. And we could either run the ceiling fans or we could run the projector. So we had to choose. Well, we wanted to share information, and everybody dealt with it really well. And some of us aces and ace directors are like, we're getting very hot. We are very old people. I'm sorry, we're very experienced senior people. So at the end, we were feeling a little bit tired, but happy to be there. And all the students were extremely happy. So I went up, or one of the students came up to me, and she was just happy to be hearing all this information, happy to be gaining it all. And I had a conversation with her about life philosophy, and she said something that has stuck with me 7 years later. I said, everybody I've met in India seems to be happy. I said, unlike in America, where a lot of us just spend our time complaining, why is everybody over here so happy? And she said, in the West, you're always concerned with what you're going to lose. And here in India, we take time to think about what we have. And it changed my life. I have now focused on being much more grateful for the things we get. And I look back on that as a great experience. So it was a definite life philosophy. And that's what I've learned when traveling around is I learned from the people, I learned from educating. I traveled all these different countries and realized people have different life experiences and that people have different ways of learning. Mark Twain once said that the world is a book and those who do not travel read only a single page. And as I've seen all the cultures around the world, I've learned that it is a much more diverse, interesting planet than if you focus just on your narrow portion. One other thing I learned, and this is not as life expanding as what I learned back from that young woman in 2013. The other thing that I learned is back in 2013, all of us ACE directors looked roughly the same. We were all, unlike the nice diverse cast that you're seeing today, we were a lot of, if I may put it politically incorrectly, white males of a certain age. And the problem with that is afterwards, people would come up and ask questions and we would all look identical. So this is actually a picture of me, you can see it. That's a picture of me back in 2013. Somebody stop me if I'm wrong. I think is that Mumbai in the background? I'm probably going to offend everybody for not recognizing it, but you'll notice one major difference between that image and mine, and that's that I'm not wearing a hat. Well, shortly after that, I started traveling to some other conferences and I said, well, is there a way I can look slightly more distinctive so that somebody afterwards can come up and go, oh, I have a question on analytics. I know you're the analytics person. So I got this hat in 2013, shortly after I went to India, and I've worn it every day of my life ever since, unless I'm either getting wet, like in a pool or an ocean, or I'm showering or sleeping, this hat is on. So thank you, India, for helping me also find my distinctive inner self. And that's all I got.
Great story, Edward. Yeah, I'll come back to you again. Next is Taman.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. First off, thank you very much for having me in this conference. It's first time for me presenting in Yatra. And I'm very happy to be among all of these professional people. And I loved your stories, guys. And I loved also the idea that this is the first time you have combined Oracle ACE programs, Groundbreakers and Java champions. So I'm from different world. I'm a Groundbreaker ambassador and Java champion originally from the beginning, and GCP member. And I learned a lot through this journey, and I agree with each one of you for what we have, sharing, learning, everything. Every time I learn something new. But I figured out that nothing could be done without having passion about what you're doing. This is very important because you are trying to invest your time, not just the knowledge, because it's a win-win relationship. I see it like this. It's not about the money maybe that you will get, but definitely it will pay back afterward, because you gain knowledge, you gain culture knowledge, and also dealing with many different people. This is, I can just summarize it in, I gain more knowledge, I gain more culture, awareness, which is I like. I'm originally from Egypt, and I start my journey back since 2009 This is not my profession. This is when I joined, I started joining, participating in the community, especially Java community. So first time I was like, when I have 2008, first time I attend Java 1 conference. So it was very nice. I was like, wow, speakers and everything. I would love to be someone like this. Why not? So I tried to search, dig deep about the people, how they speak, how they try. I tried my best. I submitted my presentation, and 2009, I got accepted to speak. It was something really amazing for me to be among a professional like James Gosling was speaking at that time. So you can imagine there is a lot of Java champion around there. I read their books. I learn from them like you, because I was working with Oracle product in my financial institution. So I have been involved to learn from a lot of ACE directors and ACE programs. As you have said before, you're writing blogs. Yes, we learn from you and we get in touch even in support and all of this. But I involved more in Java. At that time, then I started like this. Then I start to participate in, I read about Java, how it's formed. Like there is GCP program, Java Community Process. Okay, what they are doing. Okay, they are taking care of the Java specifications and how it's developed, the life cycle, voting. It seems like organized organization. So I like it to participate. Then I start to adopt some GSRs. Then I start to participate by testing these GSRs, submitting bugs. This is how I start. Then I start to learn about the bigger program, which is like how you become expert group member, then how you could become speak lead. Then I joined GCP officially, and my company was supporting me too, because they found opportunity, either marketing, because you say, okay, my company joining, supporting open source, or doing support for Java to be more and more efficient. So it's for your company, for companies who understand this as an effort, they would like to support you because it's marketing also for the company. And for yourself, it's knowledge. You gain a lot of knowledge. Then I start to participate more and more after becoming GCP member. I have opportunity to be elected to be GCP executive committee member. And that time I had opportunity to be among vice presidents of the big companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, all of these different way of thinking. I was so young at that time, and people around me, seniors, so I learned a lot from the way. I can't say that it was easy for me to cope with their mind and politics and how it plays, because finally each company would like to take the benefit, but we should agree about the final product, how it should look like, to all of us get the benefit. It was clean, I like it. And I learned a lot from these people. Then I start to write books about Java because I was like this. Then I get the opportunity to be elected from the community. In Java Champion, it's, as Sai said, it's lifetime reward, but it's also, you will not be nominated unless somebody sees your work. You have to be like 5 criteria to be nominated. You should be like, illuminous in your way of working with Java, trying to push, doing open source project, committing, speaking, writing blogs. We are the same programs. We doing all of this. Even submitting bugs, any small effort, it counts. As Michael said before, yes, it shouldn't be like big effort. I should start big project. No, just any small effort. By small efforts, you will build your bigger goal and bigger contribution. Time passes, I start speaking, I traveled around 37 countries. I visited 70 cities around the world. I have been in India before, in Chennai for business, but I never been in speaking in a community. I loved India. It's very common to Egypt. And I joined Groundbreaker Ambassador Oracle program team. Thank you for them to reach me in 2017 when it starts. And they're trying to recognize people working with cloud, web development, microservices, because this is my work as an enterprise architect working for a company here in Serbia, which is I moved to Serbia since 2.5 years to work in Belgrade, Serbia. And since then, I joined these 2 programs. The other stuff, which is I learned because my friends or my community in Java Champion, they called me international guy, because it doesn't matter for me. I don't care about borders, this stuff. because finally we are the same. We are the same people. We are the same culture. You will learn how to respect everyone. Whenever there is a difference, we should have differences. You will learn that if we don't have differences, we will be like the stamps. There is no innovation, nothing. Even the same subject. As this lovely lady, Derba, says at the beginning, we have this diverse. This is very, and diverse means feedback. I love feedback, because feedback always you should take it in a constructive way. The way you think, how the community would like the information to be shared. And also our goal is to take the feedback from the community, get back to Oracle engineers to say, okay, developers didn't like GDK, these features, for example, for Java, and they are asking about these libraries, asking about this stuff, how we can bring this to Java to make it easy for developers to develop and use Java more and more if we would like to move it forward. And all of this, we have seen this effect since Java 9, and now we have release cadence of 6 months, where it works very efficiently. We have a new version each 6 months with bunch of features, reductions, being more efficient. And I found that Groundbreaker Ambassador, it works very fine with Java Champion, because we are trying to make Java really the language of the cloud. So, and it works everywhere. This is my journey. The last thing that I would like to add, in these programs, you will feel, rather than just individuals participated in program, I feel like it's my family, because we are care about everything, about the diversity, code of conduct of everything. It's not just about the technical stuff. This is how I loved the way that I dealt with different cultures, different beliefs. Then you find it doesn't matter. We should help each other at the end. And also, as Edward says, if you don't travel, if you don't see people, if you don't interact really, you will be closed and in the closed bottle. You will only read one page of the book. Thank you for all of you. I am really happy to be among these professional people and taking this opportunity to be among you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Taman. It's a great story. Hope the participants, there are, like you can see that the diverse stories and benefits of this program. Debra, so how this program is helping in your career perspective? Is your company recognizing what benefits they are getting? Can you put some message spot on that?
Gosh, it's almost impossible to say how much impact it's had on my career. When I first started, I got involved in user groups because I worked for a large partner and we had plenty of time. Oracle listened to what we said because we were a big company and we were important to Oracle. And I felt that everybody deserved that amount of interest from the company they'd spent their money with. And so I joined the user group believing that all the voices of the user group together would have that impact with Oracle. And so that's how I got involved in user groups in the first place. And then, but I was just, I ran a small team. I looked after people that supported eBusiness Suite, and I was nothing special. I loved my job, but I was nothing special. I wasn't ambitious or anything else. And then, as I say, Oracle started to write Fusion, and they said, well, we'll listen to user groups, but there's 450 user groups plus 400 Java groups around the world. We can't listen to you all. We can't sit down with each of you. You have to come together and then we'll listen to you. So I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll be the person that brings us all together. And I did it because I really, really passionately wanted them to get it right. I really wanted them to come up with something that was going to be the next best applications. And it was a fantastic scenario for me. My company were happy because it meant they got a head start. But I got to work with database people. I got to work with people that knew the other applications that came from different businesses. And I learned so much. It took them a long time to build it, which is why I was so well educated by the end of it. And as other people have said, I got this great network of people. And then all of a sudden, people at work who probably didn't know what I was doing would say, hey, Deborah, do you know the answer to this? Hey, Deborah, do you know the answer to this? And I got this reputation of knowing the answer or knowing somebody who did. So if I didn't know the answer, somebody in my network did. And then I became really, sought after at work, which was a real eye-opener for me because I'd never seen myself in that light before. And then you speak at conferences and people would ask you questions, and then you think, do you know what, perhaps I do know the answer. And then those people in that network also gave me the confidence. And some of the people on this will already heard me share this, but I was giving a presentation on integrating applications using SOA in Australia long time ago, 10, 12 years ago. And Alex Gorbachev, who was an ACE director at the time, he walked into the room and I was horrified, absolutely horrified. How can I give a presentation on integration in front of Alex? Like, nobody knows as much as Alex does. I can't do this. I was so scared to give this presentation. And afterwards, he came up to me and he said, that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. And I said, why? What could I teach you? And he said, you can't teach me how to do it, but sometimes I struggle on explaining to people why to do it. And that's what I learned from you. And what I learned then was it's all of those different ways that we do it that makes us good at what we do. So my career has just gone from being, a good position that I'd got through age to being a phenomenal, having a phenomenal career. I've just taken over a European team in my organization in an area I didn't even think was my area, but because it doesn't faze me to go and learn something new, because I've got this wonderful network of people that I can learn from. So that's what it's done for my career.
Super. I think that's a great story. So this question is to Edward. Since you are a CEO of the company, I'm sure how busy you are. So we normally get this common question, Edward, like, I think this is too much efforts. How we are managing family, personal life. Do you have any suggestions or message on this?
Yeah, so that's what I was joking about saying earlier. When I travel internationally, people assume you still work the full US day and then the rest of the time when you travel around. What I've discovered is that educating is my hobby. It's my passion. It's what gives me life. It's not, I don't view being an ACE director as work. I view what I do to get paid as work, and I view being an ACE director as something that gives me happiness. It makes the ability to just take information and share it with other people. I love it. So when I'm on an airplane, I will not spend my time watching TV. I'll spend my time working on a chapter of a book, or I'll spend my time working on a presentation. My family knows that if I ever feel very sad, it's like, oh, Edward's looking very depressed and run down. They say, maybe you should go teach somebody something. So this might be a little surprising. I think most of the people on this call don't know this. I'm actually back in school. I recently joined Southern Methodist University. I'm getting a master's degree in analytics, which is funny because I teach at universities and around the world on analytics, but they did not have a degree in analytics when I got started. And I went to my wife and I said, I have all the real world. Now I want the theoretical. Now that they've come up with the theoretical, I want to learn that side. And I said, do you have any objections? And I thought she would say, well, are you concerned you will be by far the oldest person in the master's program? That wasn't her concern. She said, will you be able to give time to it? And I said, yes, because I'm passionate about it. I said, will there be, I said, but I'm concerned about you, my wife, for sacrifices. You know, there will be time when I have to say, I have to go do school, or I have to go take a class, or I have to go write a paper. And she said, well, first of all, I like when you go away because I have time to myself. But second of all, I know it makes you happy. I know it's what you're passionate about. I will tell everybody, we all have 168 hours in every single week. There are not people that have additional time. That's all we have. And your 168 is a matter of prioritization. What do you think is most important? And for some people, they say most important is, you know, family or friends. Some people sadly say work. Some people say sleep or eat. Just figure out what your biggest priorities are and do them first. For me, it's definitely my home life. So I love spending time with my children and my wife, and that gets top priority. Education and work come in tied for second.
Yeah, super. Thanks, Edward. Kevin, this question is for you. Great stories from everyone here. So how to start, where to start? Can you give some tips on this?
Can you repeat, please? You're a little bit low on volume, that's why I didn't hear.
Okay. This is the way I can tell. So great stories from everyone, right? So now, how do we start? Where to start? If I want to become an Oracle program member or a Groundbreaker or a Java champion, can you give some tips on this?
Yeah, sure. So with the Oracle ACE program, I don't know, but probably it's similar to the other ones. So in general, I think there is not this clear line or this clear 10 steps you should follow, and then it's kind of a guarantee that you get it. I would say, so the other commented on this also already, it's a lot about passion and motivation. So you should have your passion straight. You should have motivation and a vision to connect with the community, to also give back to the community in whatever ways. Good strategies are more or less teaching education in the way of giving talks at user groups, at conferences, speaking at conferences, producing content such as blog posts. This is one direction, and the other direction, which is more or less orthogonal but also connected, is, I think, getting in touch with open source, getting your name into the open source community as a contributor and maintainer or maintainer. And yeah, those kind of things also help each other, of course. So if you're already established in some open source projects, then this is a good stuff where you can talk about. So then you have a good foundation to build your talks about. Like, this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm involved in the test containers project, so I talk a lot about test containers. That makes somehow sense. Yeah, and I also want to add a little bit on what Deborah said. This reputation aspect, I think, is really important. Like, what you should start to rethink a little bit is that if you get engaged by your own, following your own passion in this way, you are building your career in a very different way. Like, you're working towards your own name, so to say. Like, you're working to your brand. I'm producing content for the company Kevin Wittek, maybe. So it's it's just different than working just for your company where you're an employee, and it pays back directly onto your name. So yeah, that's what I want to add.
Thank you. Yeah. So also, other participants, if you want to start, you can start writing blogs. That's maybe a starting point. I think nowadays, I think everybody switched to YouTube videos. I think, you can just create a 1 or 2 minutes videos. That's the easy way. And you can see how many people are viewed your videos and, promote in Twitter, all the stuff, right? So Patrick, so how was your journey as an Oracle director? Can you give us some, what was, is it really helped you in your career, employer, family?
Well, actually, my employer helped me become an ACE director because he supported me for doing loads and loads of talks in even the first year I was with him, and just being visible at all these different conferences. got me into the ACE director program, which helped me and my employer again to do even more talks, go away for tours. I would love to have gone on the Yatra tour or on the tour in Latin America. I did the Asia Pacific tour last year, which was great. I got to see the complete opposite side of the world, and that helped me. And it's, of course, it's nice for the company to show, yeah, we got one employee going over to the other side of the world, teaching the people over there. So yeah, it started out just by doing blogs and writing articles, giving presentations, and now I'm traveling the world just because of the ACE program. So it's good.
Super, thank you. So I think last question to Taman, because we are also running out of time. I think we have a few messages. So Taman, I think yours is a great story as a young person, talking to the senior executive. So you learned so much. So I'm sure it has really helped you in terms of career, but how you're managing your family life, personal life.
I have two opportunities to learn from my family, and especially my kids. They teach me a lot. You say that we grown up kids, but actually they grown up us. It's vice versa, because if you would like to raise really good kids for the community and the people surrounding, you have to take care some rules. You have to be sometimes strict, sometimes easy, because finally they are human. We don't own our kids. We are just responsible about raising these people. And when you go to work and you have a team, they are the same. They love passion, they love compliment, they love to give good feedback, how to listen to them, same like your kids. So there is a big connection. And to just balance between these and your passion, because if, as I have said before, if you don't have passion, you will not be able to continue what you are doing. So definitely you love your family and you have to balance this. This is priority number one, and your friends and this kind of people, definitely. And also when you come to do your efforts toward the community, it's about, I would love to share my knowledge, because also I listen to people sharing their knowledge. And this is how it's win-win. I go to conference, yes, I give my speech to people, and also I attend for other professional guys. So I listen to the subject and I don't have to dig deep, because in conference you can get the knowledge in a nutshell from each one of expertise that you have security issue, and also you can reach the people, you can ask them directly. This is what I gain, because you don't have time to learn about all of this stuff. You are focusing in your vertical path in your career, and you are enriching your horizontal knowledge from the other people and feedback. So as an enterprise architect, definitely I have to have vertical deep knowledge from my side is architecture and Java and cloud and everything. But what about the other stuff? Because you have to learn about the other vendors and everything else. So this is how I get from ACE directors, from the other people talking different subject. So balancing is very important, but also it teaches you really how to manage your time. This is very important because you have to prioritize. Prioritization, this is in your family side and in your work. And when you do writing blogs, writing for Java magazine, for example, when I was writing for IBM developer for Oracle magazine, then you have priorities. You have to switch, you have to find the time. And also, as Edward says, like we have 100,000 minutes in a day. So we have, and it's when it's done, it's done. You cannot get it back. So you have to really see how you can make use of them efficiently. So prioritization, you learn how to manage things. So definitely it get back to your career. And because we are ACE directors, Java champion, Groundbreakers, companies listen about this. When you go to conference, all of these kind of HR know what is Java champion are as a program, what is Groundbreaker ambassadors are and ACE directors. So they have a passion to hire some people like this. And definitely it's responsibility on the other side, because the team is waiting for you to be joining them, really looking forward from you, that they have a lot of expectations. So it's not an easy to have this title because it's from the community and to the community. And we say it, like, we are from the community. We're not from something somewhere else, but also we are to the community. You have to listen, answer the people, sharing knowledge, either it's in conferences or with your team inside. So this is my 2 cents here. So I hope that I answered my question. I would like to apologize to Kevin because I mentioned him before as a Michael. So excuse me for this, because you look for me like, you know, it came to my face like Michael, but finally, oh my God, he is Kevin. I'm sorry for this. So
Yeah, I think, yeah, thanks, Tom. It's nice message. You know, one of the message Jennifer presented a couple of days back. So 80% of the jobs are filled through personal and professional connections, right? So once you are really experienced person, I think we are good. If you are 5 years of experience, you can jump to different companies very easily. But when you're experienced, only the connections and network makes more sense, right?
exactly.
So, uh, you know, participants, you can see when I approached these people, right, they said yes. Today is a Saturday, and many of them it's afternoon, many of them it's a morning. They said, okay, so communities comes first. So they are happy to spend even 30 minutes or 1 hour with us. So that's proves us, how they are really helping the community, right? Again, this call is very short call for introduction, and nobody's stopping you. You can connect with them. I'm going to show you. Let me share my screen. Um, Suddenly, when I was doing the share quiz sharing, it actually kicked me off of this call. So let me share one more time. Yeah. So you can see that, Debra's Twitter handle, LinkedIn blog, and, but yeah, don't ask me any silly questions. Please ask some appropriate questions, or, better thing is Twitter platform, and also follow these people. It's very important, right? Every day they actually post, some valuable messages. Again, it's very difficult to, follow all 400 plus AS people, but at least you can pick a couple of them, and you can see their messages. It's very important what they're tweeting, and that way you can connect. So thank you very much, Debra. I know you're skipping your personal appointments and coming to this call, and thank you very much for supporting AIOG. The second one is a second great person, Kevin, Groundbreaker ambassador, and also you can see Kevin's Twitter handler and LinkedIn and blog. So if you want to learn something on Java testing, I think Kevin is the right person. I really like your style, Kevin. I'm also trying to bring my hair. I think the COVID-19 is actually giving me opportunity to grow my hair. But yeah, a nice style, and maybe I'll take some tips from you later personally, one-to-one call. Thanks, Kevin, and spending your time on Saturday. So Patrick, thank you very much. If you have any questions on SQL, PL/SQL, here is the guy, right? And also you can find Twitter, LinkedIn, and blog. And I think you can see this. His hobbies are enjoy family life. That's really important for many of us. But also I think that's not really case for me, because my family, they don't really like it, because most of the time I spend on users groups and so much stuff. But yeah, thanks, Patrick, supporting us and coming to this call. Edward, great stories. Edward, I think it was a secret, because I was, sometime I was planning to ask you why this is the hat. Now I think you disclose the secret. I think it's a great story. And, we want to see you definitely next year in India for Sangam or Yatra. I think it's a great, you're a really great advisor. I think definitely our community likes people like you when you compare with your real stories and providing the messages that really our community likes, right? So thanks, Edward, coming and supporting us. And Taman, oh God, so he's a Java champion, Groundbreaker ambassador, whatnot. Maybe he can become an Oracle director. So maybe he's the first person to get all three titles. Again, you can see Twitter, LinkedIn, blog, and great stories. It's very difficult to cover in 30 minutes time, but reach out to them. That way you can connect. So thanks, Taman. Great message from you and supporting our users group. With that,
my pleasure.
So this is another one, know your speakers. So our friend Jim, Bob, and Javed actually created many interviews, spoke to most of the speakers in Yatra, and it's like a 20 minutes videos, and go and watch those videos. It's very, very key messages, nothing technical. I think it's very important to watch and connect people. So thanks to Jim and the entire team supporting this one. And continue your conversation, speaker feedback. I think this is not relevant to this session, but if you want to provide any feedback to this session, please go to this particular link or scan QR code and provide your feedback. So with that, we are getting the next session in 30 minutes. We have a great set of speakers. So let's connect at 7:30. And thanks a lot. With that, I'm closing the session. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Namaste. Ciao, ciao.